I love winning. You hear what I'm saying?
Round two.
Still winning. Yeah, still winning. Still winning. Yeah, still winning. Still winning. We back at it again. Still winning. Yeah.
Maestro Cats.
I've been winning my whole life. Winning. Taking L's in my life. Winning. I'ma just run up a check. Winning. Belichick. Brady Flex. Winning.
Chapter 3. Training the champion continued. The gym smelled of sweat and old leather, the air thick with the echoes of grunts and the rhythmic thud of gloves hitting bags. It wasn't much small, dimly lit room with rusted weights, battered speed bags, and a single ring with fraying ropes. But to Jay, it felt like a sanctuary. Ike stood at the edge of the ring, arms crossed, watching Jay's shadow box. His sharp eyes missed nothing, the slight dip in Jay's stance, the untimed snap of his jab. "Footwork, kid," Ike barked. "You're moving like you're stuck in the mud. Boxing ain't just about punching, it's about not getting hit." Jay rolled his eyes but adjusted his movement. He knew better than to argue. Ike's bark was sharp, but his advice was sharper. As the session wore on, Ike stepped into the ring, lacing up an old pair of gloves. His movements were slower than they had been in his prime, but his presence was commanding. "All right, kid," Ike said, slipping on the gloves. "Time to spar, let's see what you've learned." Jay grinned. "You sure about this, old man? Don't want to embarrass you." Ike smirked. There was steel in his eyes. "You'll be the one embarrassed if you don't keep that guard up." The bell rang, and Jay moved in cautiously, throwing jabs to test Ike's defenses. Ike, despite his age, slipped and countered with a clean right hook to Jay's ribs that sent a jolt through him. "Still got it," Ike said, circling Jay. Jay gritted his teeth and came forward more aggressively. He threw a quick 1-2 combination, catching Ike with a glancing blow. Ike countered with a slick uppercut, but Jay blocked it just in time. The two went back and forth, the sound of gloves cracking against flesh filling the gym. But as the round wore on, Jay noticed Ike's movement slowing. His punches lacked the same snap, and his breathing became labored. In a moment of frustration, Jay landed a hard body shot that doubled Ike over. Jay froze, guilt flashing across his face. "Ike, you good?" Jay asked, stepping back. Ike waved him off, leaning against the ropes to catch his breath. "I'm fine," he wheezed, his voice rough. "But don't you dare go soft on me in the ring." Jay hesitated but nodded. They resumed sparring, though Ike's punches had lost much of their sting. By the end of the session, Ike was drenched in sweat, leaning heavily on the ropes. After the sparring session, the two sat on a bench near the ring. Ike had a towel draped over his shoulders, his hands trembling slightly as he held a water bottle. "You've got the fire, kid," Ike said, his voice quieter now. "But fire ain't enough. You've got to control it, or it'll burn you alive." Jay looked at him, his knuckles raw and red. "What are you talking about? Your old man leaving. Your mom struggling to keep you fed. That anger you carry, it's heavy. But if you can use it, channel it into every punch, every step in the ring, you'll be unstoppable. That's what makes champions." Jay's jaw tightened. "And what happens when the fight's over? What's left then?" Ike sighed, looking down at his hands. "That's the part I got wrong. I let the fire eat me up. When I was your age, I was the best, fastest hands in the division. But I blew it. Booze, gambling, bad decisions. Woke up one day and the belt was gone. The money was gone. And everyone who said they had my back was gone too." Jay listened, the weight of Ike's words sinking in. "I'm telling you this because I see myself in you," Ike continued. "You've got a shot at something real, something I threw away. Don't be like me, kid. You can have everything, but you've got to keep your head straight. Stay focused." Jay nodded, his voice barely above a whisper. "I don't want to end up like him or you." Ike smirked, but his eyes were somber. "Good. Then let's make sure you don't." If you want to hear more about the rise of Jay Wallace, subscribe, hit the like button, and turn your notifications on. This story is fictional. The gameplay is Undisputed Boxing Game. We do not own the rights to any music.